Hey guys, so I don't know exactly how to generally overarch this topic that I'm trying to come up with. I'm blanking on all the words I need right now, of course, because that's just how all my vlogs start. But I'll come up with the title and put it when I post the video. Anyway, let me give you a little bit of backstory. So those of you who aren't privy to the game world, you might have not heard of this amazing game called Mass Effect 3. And basically what it is that it's the third game in a series that basically has taken every single choice as the game has gone on and kind of tied them all together. And just a little bit of backstory. So everyone loved the third game, but the main issue that everyone proclaimed was that there was some level of false advertising on the way that the ending happened, and that they said there would be a bunch of different endings, and then there only ended up being like three. So there was a level of outrage, and now BioWare, the company that made it, is planning to release some downloadable content that will further explain the ending. And basically, kind of what I want to talk about is the level to which companies are forced to submit to the will of the society, I guess. And that personally, I felt like the game was phenomenal. I didn't. There was no aspect of it I hated. I thought the ending was brilliant. Maybe I'm just a small voice in a crowd of many others, but that's how I felt about it. But because of the sheer amount of outrage, people were complaining about that, and they're now changing it because of that. They actually had the power to change it, just like there have been many things like that, like SOPA. I mean, our world is constantly thriving with change that is being, I guess, kept down by the American people, or just people all around the world, not just America. That's countryist. I don't know. There's no word for it. Anyway, so it's just interesting to see how much of an impact that can have, and also it's interesting to then see the flip side of it, in that there are people who are now saying that because BioWare is changing the ending, even though they're actually just adding content, it's not actually changing it. People are complaining that BioWare, first of all, didn't release a finished game, and they're upset about that, so they don't want them to release the DLC. And others are also just complaining about the fact that they think that it shouldn't be changed, that it was designed the way it was. And I'm part of the interesting party that believes in this concept called the indoctrination theory, which it's actually really interesting. If you've played the games, go look it up. It makes everything in the ending make so much more sense, and I actually kind of saw it coming from the beginning, which was actually kind of cool. Not exactly sure how I had that foresight, but I did. And it's just interesting to see, since I'm not really on either side, I have this very unbiased view of this game. So it's kind of this really cool view. I mean, for pretty much everything else I can think of, I mean, SOPA, I hate piracy, obviously, but SOPA couldn't pass. But this is one of those first issues where I could go either way on it. I don't care as much. I'm personally fine with the way things are, but I can see why there might need to be a change from some people's point of view. So it's just interesting because it's a completely different viewpoint that I've had in a while. Um, Not really much else I have to say about that. Although, if you have an Xbox 360, a PC that is relatively good quality, or if you have a PS3, I highly recommend learning those. Or not, sorry, I'm not talking to myself, just because I kind of want to sit here and play on the piano. But so I highly recommend getting that game. It is one of the best games I've played in years, and I mean that all honesty. And it's not just because I'm a Mass Effect fanboy, which I know I can be a little bit of, but it's truly this phenomenal game, and it deserved every hour put into it. So another really good game for those of you out there that are gamers is Kings of Amalur Reckoning. Also an awesome game. I haven't played it a whole lot. I'm going to play it some more in the near future. It depends on how much more songwriting I'm doing. As you can see, I'm practicing this song that I've prepared for recording. You probably actually can't see that given where the camera is, but that's okay. So, I have all the vocals down. I don't know all the words, unfortunately, which is a little weird. But I have the majority of it down. So, anyway, so in all seriousness, it is a true concept that is important to focus on, is the fact that we as humans have the ability to change our society. There's no two ways about it. We are the ones that determine the way life is, and that's actually in anyone else who's taking language arts 3 honors, we are going over the concept of self-reliance and how the government is, civil disobedience, and how the government is basically defined by the people. The government only exists to serve the people, and that's very true. And we see examples of it every day, and this is just one small example. Even though BioWare is not the government, it's still a parallel in this concept. So, with all that said, that's the end. Later, guys.